club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0. Sorry for smiling there.
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we're bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Woo, sir. How we doing? An instant classic at Old Trafford. FA Cup quarterfinals against the Scouse Bastards. United win in extra time 4-3 at the death. Amad Diallo, shout out. What a game he had coming off the bench. Hey, I think United played pretty well. Uneven. It wasn't a consistent 120 minutes, but I think we outplayed Liverpool over those 120 minutes. Came out second half flat, end of the first half a little flat, but I thought United showed a lot of fight and got some good goals, created some good chances. We looked vulnerable at times in the back, but it's an important win. Prolongs the season. We got a great draw in the semis, Coventry Town. Hey, I'm never going to poo-poo a win against our fiercest rivals. So Klopp crying at the end, that always makes me happy.
Kill or be killed. Back against the wall. Rivals coming to Old Trafford, trying to curb stomp us. They thought we'd lay down. We didn't. We came at them for 20 minutes. Probably the best 20 minutes I've seen this team play. Hoyland back in. Cass out late. Evans out late. But look, people stepped up. This team showed heart. We fought. The crowd finally behind this team. They weren't behind them when we went to the Stretford end, but man, the 70,000 faithful were rocking. Great to see an Ahmad put him to the sword. Why can't that kid get a game? You're killing me keeping him out. He was phenomenal. Anthony, great goal. There wasn't much doing. That really woke up the beast.
Yep.
Right? You remember Anthony had 4 men on him, turned. Look, he hasn't come good, but that was a hell of a goal and a hell of a spot, and I really feel like Old Trafford awoke in that moment, and we wouldn't let go. And I really think that was a difference. Credit to the manager. He threw everything in the kitchen sink at it. We came out on top. Liverpool, Scouse Bastards, Jurgen Klopp, don't like him.
Nope.
Don't want to see him grinning on our touchline. We did today, but I'll tell you, he's gone. He's leaving that club, and we kicked him on the way out the door, and that's exactly what we should be doing as the Red Devils, and it feels good. Proud day to wear that shirt, sir, and it's been a while.
No, I think you said it right. They actually put some pride back into the badge, and they played with a little fight, which we haven't seen enough. Jurgen gets his boys tuned up. He's got all those kids coming on. They came to play. But I think United did enough. We showed a lot of fight. Like I said, the manager, his back against the wall, he kept giving up goals, and he kept throwing stuff out there, and it worked. You got to see Mason Mount, Hoyland back up, starting the line. I thought that was huge. I thought that made a huge difference. I thought AWB came in well and played really well at left back. Varane, Maguire, Kobe, just like showing his class. Apparently Rashford working with an injury, and he played a strong 120 minutes, got a big goal at the end. So, what's not to like, sir? It's like the league is cooked, the season's cooked, but we could be getting to a final. We're probably going to have to play City in that final again, a rematch of last year. But either way, it's like
the league isn't cooked. Fifth place is on the chopping block. Tottenham lost. Things went our way this weekend. But we need to see this passion kicking on. We need to see this against Brentford. We have the international break. We're going to get healthy. We just got to create some momentum. And I'll tell you what, finishing that game at home in that way, if that doesn't get this team to finish strong the rest of the season, I don't know what will. I have to think we will, because that was a seminal moment. It's been a rough year. I feel like we kind of woke up today. It wasn't pretty, like you said. It was open-ended, but it was brave.
It was.
You have to entertain at Old Trafford, and that's what they did today. I love it. Instant classic as a United fan. But, sir, quick PSA for the podcast. You like the American Red Devils? We are for fans by fans. We've been here the whole season. Watching shitfootball.com. It's been a rough one.
Got a break from shitfootball today.
We did get a break. It was exciting. It was entertaining. It was thrilling. Edge of your seat, back and forth, up and down. So that's what it's about, being a pure Muppet. You want to support Muppets? We don't have any sponsors. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/American Red Devils. Behind the scenes episode every single month. Tons of other benefits. Please check it out. AmericanRedDevils.com for our blog content. AmericanRedDevils.store for our merch. If you don't like Patreon, pick up a shirt or a scarf. support the podcast, sir. Also tell them about how to support us. Give them reviews.
Reviews, 5-star reviews, the American Devils podcast, wherever you listen. It's a great way to support the pod. It helps us get found organically by other top Muppets like yourself. And even better, we're giving away free merch. All you have to do is write a 5-star review on iTunes or Spotify and send a screenshot of that review to americandevils@gmail.com. And I will pick back and ship some free ARD gear, send it right to your door anywhere in the world. Here's that 5-star review from Straight Out of the Chai. The best Manchester United podcast, hands down. I came across the pod about a year ago, and you guys have become my go-to for all things United. Keep up the great work, fellas.
All right, let's get into it. Manchester United 4, Scousebasters 3 at Old Trafford, FA Cup quarterfinals. Starting 11, Onana in net, Delo, Lindelof, Varane, Wan-Bissaka back line with Bissaka on the left, trying to match Salah. McTominay, Maino, Fernandes midfield, Garnacho on the right, Højlund at 9 coming back from injury, and Rashford on the left. How we feeling?
Højlund, that was the big one. Him back in the fold. That front three is a proper front three again. I think we're always so much more dangerous when he's starting the line for us. And then 2 fullbacks. I was a little surprised. I thought Delo would be the left back if Wan-Bissaka was available. I think you said it right. Wan-Bissaka was put out there because of Salah. Salah obviously got the goal, kind of got a scrappy goal at the end of the first half, but I thought largely Wan-Bissaka played really well, cut off a lot of the second passes. And given that, Casemiro went injured in warm-up, made sense. I think Bruno was playing a little deeper anyway, but pretty decent 11, right?
No comments other than McTominay. I kind of felt this midfield. I don't know if we're going to be able to hold on to things. But look, we came out strong. First minute, back and forth, United all over the Scousebasters, which is exactly what you wanted to see. And it didn't take long for McTominay. So Mick Magic, sir, in the 10th minute.
Rashford. Bruno Fernandes. Rashford on for Garnacho. Kelleher's save. Manchester United lead. Scott McTominay, whose goal-scoring threat has improved so much this season, first to strike in the tie of the quarterfinals.
And then how Garnacho's allowed to go back in here to this space. Everybody ball watching, 3 Liverpool players, nobody tracking him. That's awful defending. And
Garnacho switches, runs into space, Rashford plays him in, and then what a follow-through from McTominay. Strong finish. A lot to do there. Manchester United, perfect start at home. That's what you want to see, get the crowd behind you.
No, and a deserved lead to start. United came out with piss and vinegar, had a bunch of really good opportunities in the opening 25 minutes. I thought it was a nice pass. We were making overlapping runs a little bit better today than we've seen this season. The passes into space. That was a very nice pass into space by Rashford. But the problem with United, and this is the first half was probably the most frustrating, was like you do so much so right, and then you give up some crackerjack goals at the end of the first half.
No, absolutely. I felt like the piss and vinegar ran through around the 20th minute. Then we started kind of going into that lull where it's hard to keep up that intensity. Liverpool did score. They were offsides. VAR checked that. No, I was a little nervous VAR might play them on. 35th, Rashford finds McSauce with a nice cross, but he shoots it right at the keeper. Again, finishing-wise, this was a great opportunity, but he shot it right at the Liverpool keeper. And then, obviously, there was a lull from United late in the first half. This is kind of what we've seen all season, and they punished us. 44th minute.
Gallops on and finds Nunez, and it's McAllister. This time, Liverpool are level. And a huge amount of credit to the young
really lazy. This is what's so frustrating about watching this United team. We have the intensity, then we just get cut open like a knife through butter. Again, Marcus Rashford, pedestrian, gets a run by. And then McAllister, just easy shot deflection and in. It's against the run of play, but we were in that lull. And when we're in that lull, teams find a way to punish us.
No, we've seen this season. We played some good football today, but we were inviting attacking intent from Liverpool, and we were doing it, especially in this last 10 minutes of the first half. We were passive. We were on the back foot. We were giving them space, and we're not closing down that second ball. It's like they're going to get chances, and the chances they got, right?
47th minute in the first half, in stoppage time.
Darwin Nunez wanted it on his right. Mohamed Salah.
Again, Again,
Liverpool
just
have
horrid.
turned this around.
Just like, and this is why I think everyone gets so mad, because you look around, people standing around, nobody really closing anyone down, playing it out the back, and the corner here goes wrong, and then the recovery is just meh, and they get this goal from nothing, really. Diaz, save from Onana, and then right to Salah. It's just so frustrating watching this horrid defending, especially when you need to be switched on, getting into half with the goal lead or at 1-1, and instead 2-1 falling apart here.
No, I mean this is like the Jekyll and Hyde nature of this team. Play well, don't maybe just capitalize as much as you can, and then just like let them back into the game. Give up one soft goal, give up two soft goals. So not only do you lose the lead, you give up the lead proper, and that's the last thing you want doing, because, like you said, you play some good football. That open 25 minutes, United played well, and you go in 2-1 down. I mean, like I wasn't confident we were going to turn around in the second half, especially the way they came out, where they're trying to strangle the game out of us.
No, absolutely. And look, second half, I didn't expect much. We've started poorly post second half, and especially after that horrid first half, I thought we would drop our heads. We actually came out pretty decent. Liverpool might have the edge. 63rd minute, nice save from Onana on a Nunes curler. Look, we did let in a few today, but I do think Onana was steady at the back. And then the 71st minute, a lot of groans from United fans. The manager goes to Anthony coming on to get that goal, and Magoo for AWB and Højlund, and that's just the way. Anthony's been brought on a lot, hasn't made a huge difference. 73rd, Garnacho squares up Anthony, he goes wide. Then Eriksen came on for Mainu in the 80th minute, and then Ahmad for Varane. And at this point, it's really the kitchen sink. We've taken off defenders, we're throwing out attackers, and look, the 85 million pound man would have his moment here.
For the home side, and here's Garnacho trying to prove it. Anthony! It is 2-2! And Anthony, at long last, enjoys a moment of personal glory at Old Trafford.
Lot to do for him there, kind of from nothing, really. Liverpool had a huge break right before, I think 4-on-2. They couldn't put us away, and you leave quality like United. Garnacho, Anthony, puts him to the sword, 2-2. What a finish.
It's a great goal. A great goal on a weak foot from a player who's, rightly so, gotten a lot of criticism. He's probably not the caliber of a player at Manchester United. Certainly won't live up to that price tag ever. But good on him. He comes in on a weaker foot. We've only really seen him score one type of goal, like top left curler, and those have dried up. So nice goal. Keeps United in the tie and pushes it to extra time. And United had a chance to win it. Arguably should have won it at the death, but Rashford had his say later in overtime. But either way, Anthony, you see how much it means to him, sir. They're not Newport County when he scored that goal, but hey, we'll take it, right?
I mean, yeah, no, it's a good goal. It's been a tough year for him, obviously, off the field stuff. And, he hasn't been scoring, and the huge price tag. But look, you got to credit the man. He comes on, supposed to be a game changer, changes the game for United. This is really the moment. The second half, I was just waiting for Liverpool to finish us. Yeah. There wasn't much there. And then once Erik ten Hag threw out the game plan, put everyone in the kitchen sink, like Maguire's playing striker, they're just like, basically, what's the formation? Nobody knows. And we're able to get this goal. But Liverpool couldn't cope. No, they took off their best players. They didn't look the same. We grew into the game. 88th minute, Harvey Elliott hits the post with a shot. 94th, Rashford one-on-one. Should have won it here. Again, Liverpool could have finished it. I feel like Rashford here could have finished it. Were we destined for penalties? It was extra time.
It was extra time indeed, like you said. But I think when we made that first double sub, even though Anthony played okay, Maguire played well, that was when we started getting the momentum. They started losing momentum, and we had a couple opportunities to win it. But the formation was all over the park at one point. It was I think Bruno was playing center back. Anthony was playing left back. It was fucking insane. Like you said, Magoo was pushing up at striker. He was playing 10. He's just trying to knock the ball down. So it was a proper cup tie.
That's United, you got to go for it. And we went for it, and we got the equalizer. We get into extra time. 92nd minute, classic Anthony curler, misses the target. And then 105th minute, Liverpool score 3-2. Sir Harvey Elliott with the deflection here.
Bradley, Elliott weighing it up. Deflection in.
looking at Anana's position there.
I mean, it's a little harsh on Onana. It was a rough deflection, and it was off of Anthony hysterically. Just to obviously not slate him a little bit, but it was a brutal deflection. Onana gets wrong-footed. Look, Liverpool get the goal, and it was against the run of play. Extra time, United. Here we had the first 20 minutes, played great, and we snoozed in the 87th, and all of a sudden, where were these legs? Like, where was this passion? Where was this effort closing out the second ball? Because in extra time, we saw a different Manchester United, like a different one we've seen all season, and this was like we were playing for keeps, really, because we dominated Liverpool. They get this goal, and then after they get this goal, we didn't give up, which is what we've seen all year.
I think we showed more heart in the last 30 minutes of this game than we've showed all season. I mean, I think we were the better team in the first half of extra time, even though they got the goal. It was against the run of play. We had a bunch of good chances. They got a big deflection. I mean, they're always dangerous, man. They always look good on the counter. But United showed some heart, showed some energy, and more importantly, when we didn't give up after the first half of extra time, right? We were still in it.
And obviously, the huge sub, the sub of subs, the one that won the game, Mason Mount.
Looking good.
Mason Mount
Looking
on
good.
for Lindelof. He did work.
He
didn't play a lot, but he did a lot of work.
The subs all had a huge impact. I thought Eriksson made us look better. I thought, obviously, Ahmad made us look better. And Mount just
All right, let's have some fun
let's
here, sir.
Let's do it, baby. Come on.
McTominay. Rashford! Level again! And this topsy-turvy classic of a heavyweight cup quarter-final takes another telling twist.
My favorite part of it, that's Rashford hits a goal, goes and celebrates with the fan. Anthony tries to go and celebrate with him, and Rashford pushes him away. That's literally the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Anthony. Good goal. Good
Yeah,
finish.
it's just going that way.
Great ball in from McTominay. I thought McTominay had him and Ahmad. I thought he was going to pass to Ahmad. But it was a perfect pass, perfect finish. Game on, baby. Let's go. 3-3.
117th minute golden chance for McSauce, but he just slices it wide. But again, we were getting at him, and this is the craziest part about Liverpool. They kept coming.
They did.
They kept coming, and that's ultimately what gave us the win. You love to see it, sir. At the death.
From a corner.
From a corner.
Their corner.
I haven't seen us do it.
I know.
Ahmad. Let's get this kid some
penalty
minutes.
shootout. Elliott loses it. One last sortie. 2 against 1 in Manchester United's favour. It's Jallo. And Jallo has won it.
That's a ridiculous finish, by the way. He won the ball and then
shimmies them.
finishes it. Unbelievable finish. And then the meme of the kid in the crowd crying like we've won something, but it's only the quarters of the FA Cup.
No, but hey, we're beating Liverpool. It always makes you happy. It's especially seeing Sad Klopp. Ahmad, he's got a tough run of it. He's a player that everyone's wanted to see a lot more of under the last 3 managers, let alone this manager. And he came on and he took his moment and he looked terrific. He won the ball. He wins the break. Garnacho leads him in. He's got a lot to do, bro.
A lot to do. And then
a lot to do. And finishes the far side. It's a perfect finish, bro. It's a great goal.
But every time he comes out, he looks dynamite. But he can't play because Anthony. It's but that's what is going on at this club. It's just to see this kid do so well in these small moments. It's what if he could get more time?
Well, maybe he will now. Maybe he will now.
I mean, what a game. It ends. United win 4-3.
Sour
it's
grapes.
Instant
Klopp.
classic. Klopp. You got crooked tie, Eric Ten Hag, angry Klopp. You love it. Rashford's back, baby. Belfast.
The Belfast boys.
He's going to get that. The Belfast boys are back. Look, here's the deal. It's a results-based game.
Big win.
You beat. This had it all. Liverpool coming to just kill us.
They're talking about
Manager's job on the line.
About the quad for months.
Eric Ten Hag back against the wall again for the 3rd or 4th time this season.
Again.
Klopp coming in to let us know, to stomp us out. This narrative's been there. It was there last season. Liverpool were coming to our house to cook us, to cook the Dutchman. He puts in an amazing 11, gets the subs right, which he hasn't all season.
No,
the players played for him. They gave it everything. And they will inevitably let us down against Brentford. But
Nailed it.
that's United.
Yeah, best performance of the season, best result of the season, and we'll totally shit the bed next weekend because that's what this team does. They pull you back in, and then they spit you out.
No, we're a big game, but don't get it messed up. It's like there are good players in this team.
There are.
People say, look at the bench. There's no options. I looked at our bench. I looked at Liverpool bench. There was way more options that United had than Liverpool, and that's ultimately what won us the game here. There's a lot of talent in this team. We don't play like it. We don't play like the greater sum of our parts, but it's there, and we can beat anyone. We can beat City in our house. We could beat Liverpool, who are head of the top of the table or close to it. We could beat Arsenal. We could beat anyone toe-to-toe on the day. United can beat them, but the problem is consistency.
Yeah. Even in a game.
This is PSG away. Yeah. This is the same thing we've seen before, sir. It's like these types of games, these players are good enough to beat anyone, and that's the crime is that we can't do it on a consistent basis. And you love to see it, you love to celebrate it, but man, I'm looking for some more consistency, and I want to see it for the finish of the season because we need it. It's been such an up and down season. We need to cook Brentford. We need to go on a run. Tottenham's cracking. Villa's cracking. We got to let them know. We got to let them know and put down the marker and actually play for keeps every game we play. And that's really the test for United.
No, it's even like today, which was such a satisfying game. Large parts of it we played well, but we didn't even play 120 minutes of good football or even hard-working football, right? We really let off at the end of the first half, beginning of the second, and that's what we need to see for the rest of the season. It's just like we go out there, give it our all. We don't have that many games. Right? We have an extra game in the cup now, but like we basically have a game a week, and it's how you respond to Brentford. That is like those are the games you have to be winning. It's like we got to play Arsenal. We have to play Liverpool again. We have some big games, but like you have to beat the Brentfords of the world if we're gonna have any chance of getting to fifth. It is looking like fifth could be enough for the coefficient because I think West Ham went through, Liverpool went through, Arsenal went through.
You're the ARD coefficient expert. Just tell me about the calculation. How's it coming? How are the numbers coming on the coefficient?
Almost there. Getting closer.
How's the forecast model? You working on it?
Getting closer.
Yeah, this guy. You keep talking about the coefficient like you know what's going on. I have no idea.
Don't worry about it.
I feel like I don't even want to Google it because my mind might hurt. Let's get into the stats. United cooked them on XG at 90 minutes, 3.13 to Liverpool's 1.93. After extra time, did him even worse, 4.25 to their 2.18. Again, that goes to I think Liverpool got it wrong. They kept coming at us. And they gave us those opportunities on the break, that McTominay chance as well. Like the game was in the balance, and anytime you watch football, you want to see two teams going toe to toe, and we saw that today. And credit to both teams for laying it all out there and not going to penalties because like nobody wants to see that.
No, and we haven't seen enough of United going toe to toe all season. We've seen other teams, even Chelsea's in 11th place, going toe to toe and putting some pride in their badge. We haven't seen enough of that from United this season. Today.
Yeah, but what was that City turtle? What was that City turtling about? We should have played City the same way we played Liverpool today. We
should have played Liverpool
that's not
like this.
That's not like 5 months ago, dude. That's literally like 3 games ago, and we're like turtling up, and we don't even know what we're doing.
I think they're a much better side than this Liverpool side, but
they are.
No, you're right, but we cowered.
But you should be like that is embarrassing. And then to go from that to this, that's why Liverpool thought we were going to sit back. All of a sudden, boom,
they did.
That was kind of the advantage that we had as we came out. 28 shots to United, 25 to Scouse Bastards, 11 on target for each. 41% of the ball. We still gave them 59% at Old Trafford. They outpassed us. They were more accurate passing. But again, that's no surprise. Let's check in with the main man, the manager, Eric Ten Hag.
The emotion of that win and how dramatic it was, did that trump winning a trophy last season?
No, for me, winning the trophy is more important than just one of them. Maybe it can be very important and to win another trophy, and so by the end it's winning the trophies and getting results. But so I'm pleased with the performance of my team, and I think the first 35 minutes we show again that I've said more lately that the future of this team is very bright and there's a huge potential. Now we have to get it out and we have to get the consistency in, but from January on, we are already in a very good run. We got results in. And today, the first 35 minutes was very pleasing to see, watch this football. And then, of course, when you see it all over, I said after the game, it was really fun to be part in this game. But after the first 35, we had our drop. and we allow them, Liverpool, to be back in the game. And we know they have a very good team. But then we returned, we showed resilience and determination to win this game.
I mean, great commentary from the manager. He doesn't need to spin this one. Maybe saying that we have this team has a bright future ahead of it when the Ineos is going to like dismantle it. You know, like the whole idea that like, you know, like they're going to like the headlines are like his job's on the line and they're dismantling the team. But, you know, I do appreciate him staying steadfast because he's just got the proof's in the pudding. And this game was it, dude. I mean, like it talked the talk, walked the walk. And credit, you got to give him credit where credit's due. Amazing job. He got it done. It's a results-based game. And I really think this is, like, of anything I've seen out of this team, this is a galvanizing performance. And it should get us to be able to play better against the Brentfords and finish strong in the league and then have a run with this unbelievable draw. Coventry, you and me thought City would be locked on.
Locked on. You and I were ready to bet it.
No, they're saving that for the final.
Yeah, they are. I know they are. No, but you're right, sir. I hope. Last season, if you remember, we started horribly. We lost our first 2 games. They're already calling for the manager's head. We got a huge win, a deserved win, 2-1 at home against the Scouse Bastards, and it did galvanize a very good run until the wheels started getting shaky in March. We need to go on a run. It is mid-March. We only have, 1 game left in the month, and it's really just a sprint in April and May. We've got like 8 or 9, 10 games left in the league. There's some tough games in there, and we gotta finish with our head above water. We can definitely finish in 5th. That would be a big boost. I don't care. I could save the manager talk for the summer because, like you said, it's like, how the hell are you going to decide on who the next manager should be until you have a front office? That's the whole point, is we got to stop making decisions like through the Ed Woodward
Let's
lens.
get into that in the news. Like we'll save the proper manager talk here. But I want to get into the run that we have. We're going to play Coventry, which, you know, you have to beat them.
Yes.
There's pressure on us for that. We're going to be in the FA Cup final. And we're probably going to be there against City, and last time it didn't go so well.
You think?
So that's something that you got to be thinking about.
Yeah.
You have Sheffield United that's going to be scheduled. Brentford, March 30th. Chelsea, April 4th. Liverpool at home, again, April 7th. They're going to have a little extra piss and vinegar, and I also did mention that when we watched the game together. Bournemouth away. Newcastle at home. Burnley home. Palace away. Arsenal home. Brighton away. Here's the deal. Liverpool, Newcastle, Arsenal, all at home. There's a draw in there. There's probably a win in there.
You gotta win at least 2.
Right. But then you look at who are we fighting for top 4 with? Villa, big games for them. City, Arsenal, Liverpool. They have to play all 3. Tottenham have to play City, Arsenal, Liverpool as well. We only have to play Arsenal and Liverpool. We've already done the double with City. So it's going to be interesting. Also, the home fixtures, I think, benefit United. So it's actually a favorable run-in for Manchester United compared to Villa and Tottenham, who are both showing cracks. And it's no surprise. I mean,
it's no surprise. Come on.
It's not how you start.
It's how you finish.
It's how you finish.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, no matter how much shit football we have played this year, if we finish strong and we are rising up that table and we're going to be in the Champions League in the new format next year and we're going to be in it and we don't get embarrassed in an FA Cup final, sir, that would be a great way to finish. And what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And that's it. I mean, here, you can survive. And that's about moving on. But it's going to be a hell of a season. One that we're in. One that has completely turned around based on the fate of this game. And now we're looking at FA Cup final and a strong shout for trying to make Champions League football, which a couple of months ago, we didn't even think that was possible. So,
and it's all about what you make of this moment. They have a great opportunity to finish strong, but like you said this, and you're right. It's 100% right. It's like this is great, but if you go and get your if you go lose to Brentford, it don't matter at all because it's like now the difference is going to be beating the Brentfords, the Sheffields, the Burnleys. It's like we have to win those games. Arsenal's, we want to beat them. Yeah, we want to beat the Scousers, even Newcastle. But it's the games against the bottom half of the teams that you have to be winning. Those are must 3 points. So, hey, I just hope there's less misery at the end of the season than there's been in the beginning of this, the first half of the season, because it's been a rough go of it.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, I'm going to just get into the John Salt corner here, or like, balls and strikes corner.
Should we get the news first?
No, this is still about the game. This is the balls and strikes corner. I got to call it straight. Look, great day. heroic game, amazing to just like completely just dunk on Klopp on his last season out in the FA Cup, send him packing. Like,
that's worth so much.
This is exactly the same level as it was down 2-0 at the Etihad, Paul Pogba and Ole and co coming back and saying, I ain't going to let you win the league against us. That's the same thing, right? If we don't win the FA Cup, this is just like a vibes rivalry thing. It's like the PSG away game. It's the same thing. It's amazing. You love to just taste it up. It gets you nothing in the long term.
No, it doesn't.
And that's really like, if this wins this FA Cup, that's what it's about. It's about winning. It's about getting things in that trophy cabinet. And so we need to be winning the FA Cup. It's not about, we have a good day. The highs on socials and all the Muppets are not as high as they should be, right? We are so high after winning the FA Cup quarters. It's like, we need to calm down a little bit, I think, in some semblance of a way. It's like, this is the greatest game ever. It's like, great game, high vibes. Does it get you a trophy? No. So, like, if we beat Liverpool in the FA Cup final, we should be burning the mother down. This game, we had 20 minutes coming out. We literally let them have the ball. We were lazy, got them back in the game. As soon as it went to, like, there's no game plan, hero ball, throwing people on, we get a goal from nothing from Anthony that turns it around. There was no real structure over the 90. Liverpool came in. They're wounded. They don't. As soon as their best players left the field, that's when we got in the game, right? Like, our bench did well, but again, it's only after we threw out the game plan. The standard issue with United Football was there throughout the whole game, other than the extra time, like coming back and roaring back. But really, that's just vibes, in my opinion. So, how are you going to finish the season with all these games? You can't do it on vibes. That's what I'm trying to say. Is like, we need to see structured football for 90 minutes. Defensively sound, not open in the midfield, not playing hot for 20 minutes, then letting people break and score on you like nothing, like the Fulhams of the world. So I've been scarred by it so much, but I just have to say, like, John Salt corner, I just have to say, hey, we got to calm down a little bit. This is a great game, but, like, let's really be honest. Like, it wasn't a full 90 from United, and is this going to set us up for a run? So who knows?
Hey, I'm not going to poo-poo your Salt corner. But here's the thing. It doesn't matter for nothing if you don't do nothing with it.
I got to counter the hype.
If you don't, I'm not. Everybody's so reactionary.
That's what I'm saying.
If we win, we're not the greatest team ever. And if we lose, we're not the worst team ever. So I agree with you. I also agree. It's like, now we have a moment. We have a great draw. We lucked out, bro. Even Chelsea would be tricky because they're always tricky in a cup. We got fucking Coventry. And we can still lose and embarrass ourselves, but, like, could have gotten City, could have gotten Chelsea, and we got a non-Premier League side. So we have a great opportunity. We have some momentum. We have some players coming back, right? Mount's going to be featured a lot more the second half of the season. Ahmad is ready to play. Hoyland's back. Martinez can be back soon. So it's about taking your moment. And now it's like, if you poop all over your pants and finish 7th or 8th,
no, you got to play better.
Crush out. Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm arguing. It's like,
we got to show.
We had a great 20-minute. Like, Liverpool over the 90 was just like way more structured. You know, when they're up by 1 goal, they're like hanging on to the ball. They're making us chase. Like, we're up by 2, we give them the ball, and then we like don't man mark and like get like. There's so many like consistent patterns of bad, disorganized play that United has. That despite us having a good start, we give it back, and we've seen so much this season that, like, realistically, until we just went like, hey, fuck it, and just put everyone on the field to attack, and we had no defenders, like, the game wasn't looking so good. And you can't play like that against Brentford. You can't play like that against Bournemouth, Newcastle, etc. So,
or City.
What I'm trying to say is, I also want the vibes to, like, translate into us playing more structured football that is repeatable, because what you're seeing is, like, we can beat anyone on the day. Can we make a run over 10 games? And that's really what the league is all about. The FA Cup, we could easily win. We could beat City on the day. We could beat Chelsea, and damn straight we could beat Coventry. But it's more that league run. I want to see us get momentum. Hoyland scoring, getting up, holding the ball, like, confidently, like, finishing these results out instead of, like, the nervy counters and being wide open. And I think we hopefully should see that with Mason Mount coming in. Eriksen's healthy. Unfortunately, we lose Casemiro. That's a big loss. We haven't talked about that. But I'm just saying, like, it's been a rough year, and maybe I'm, like, trying to hedge my bets here on all this hype, because I think we're at such a high now that I just want to counter it just a little bit, sir.
No, you should, because this season's been a season of high highs and low lows. And, you know, it shouldn't take until, like, the plan falls out the window for us to, like, figures out, that's the problem with this season is the best moments we've seen is like when our back's against the wall and plan A just like completely went to shit and we're going to plan B, C, and D. And that's when we start to see some magic, and that's not sustainable, right, across the next 10 games of the season. You could do it in cups, right? You can muster some magic. But like you said, it's like we're going to have to show up and play away at like ugly grounds, right? We probably have to play at one of these bottom half of the table
Crystal
teams.
Palace away.
Dude, like, yeah.
In May.
Yeah, Selhurst, Selhurst is never an easy place to play, especially given how we've played recently there. So, big test for United. It could be more of the same for the season, 7th, 8th, or we can make a run at 5th and maybe go to a final.
No, I think we're gonna make it. I think we're gonna make 5th. I do. I really do. I mean, I think 5th is probably about right. And I think the FA Cup final, and basically it comes down to how many goals that Norwegian's going to score. I mean, like realistically,
Our Norwegian.
No.
Oh, they're Norwegian. Yeah,
We don't have a
we have a
Norwegian.
Dane. We have a Dane.
It comes down to like I think, but
I thought you meant
Champions League.
Gunnar Solskjaer.
If we're able to pull out Champions League football, I mean that's a dub, huge dub for this team, huge dub. But we need to go on a run, and Sir just gotta glass half full, glass half empty. You got to hear both takes here at the.
If
America
we make
Devils.
it, we'll earn it.
I'm loving Jurgen Klopp angry, but I'm also just going to be honest. As a United fan who's watched this team every single game, I'm going to be like, there was some bluffing in there, and that's going to cost us.
We have played them over 120, but we still bluffed. There's still like large 30-minute swaths of bluffing, and that's not good enough.
All right, let's get into the news. All right, we talked about the draw. It's Coventry City.
20th of April, so about a month from now. Big game at home.
Chelsea City. Chelsea, do us a favor.
Come on, Chelsea.
I can see that.
I could do. They're frisky in cups.
Let's get Kobe Mainu set to sign bumper new contract in just months after agreeing to new terms. I mean, what a player. We haven't talked about him as much as we should. Unbelievable today. Like, unbelievable. Should be
today,
signing the
bro.
bumper deal. Let's not go crazy, but let's get him locked up. And then Gareth Southgate not picking him for England. What a joke.
Can you believe that? I actually can't believe. I can because he is a doofus. But let's start here. Kobe, he just signed a new deal to 2026, I believe, $20K a month. Excuse me, $20K a week. Now he's going to get tripled up to $60K a week, which is still reasonable when players like Anthony are on 200 a week. So lock him down. I think they're trying to lock him down in 2030. He's a player. He's the future. He's one of the midfield three. I think it's going to be like him, Mount, and probably a holder, right? Have him play 8, have Kobe play 8, have Mount play 10. You probably still have Bruno eventually, and then you get like a new Casemiro. But Mount's exciting. It's like we missed him all season, and he's a player. And you mentioned we were watching the game. He's young, right? He's 24, 25. He's got a lot of football left in him. So there are.
But it was his tracking back that was the difference today.
Dude, he showed
it
so
was his
much
tracking
pressing
back that was the difference.
He's so
his
helpful,
effort.
bro.
He's like he's a good player.
We need effort. He's a very good player.
There are players in this team. We have very good players. There's we just need to kind of get this squad going in the right direction and being more organized. Speaking of that, sir, part of getting this squad moving in a new direction, PSG £80 million bid for Marcus Rashford, give him $500K a week. Marcus Rashford instrumental today in beating the Scouse Bastards.
Played well.
You saw he played well, but he also let Joe Gomez just walk by him to give Liverpool the equalizer. I mean, and this is something that we've the good and the bad. I like Marcus Rashford a lot. I thought he would break Wayne Rooney's record. He's like, you are the chosen one. He won't. Like we've played it on the pod. And Belfast, the China White Club, after getting cooked by City. Boys with Sancho, boys with Lingard, boys with Pogba. All these guys the stories are coming out, how horrible they are. Then it's just been so much drama with Marcus Rashford. And I hate that it went that way. Plus the tone deaf interview he gave. And then kind of the chirping at the fans, like giving the fan the finger last year. I don't know. It's just one of those things where you feel as a fan, hey, maybe PSG is more the vibes. They got more bling bling. You get he
could be the main man. He could be one of the
you
main
know, it's
men.
the shine,
He
it's
could be one of the
Paris,
main
it's
men.
got
I
the,
mean,
you know.
Paris is
But
a
you know,
baller.
it's like,
No, it is.
if
It's
you're
different.
about that and you're about like the image rights and that whole thing and the shine, like, why don't you go to Paris
He's
and be
wearing
the
the
man
Prada.
there?
He's wearing the Prada. I mean, that's more of
Exactly.
a Paris is more of a Prada town than Manchester.
Yes.
I think it's going to be telling to see how the rebuild starts, and I think they're going to go deep, right? Like, you should keep the Amads and the Højlund and the Garnachos, and probably everyone who's like 26, 27 or older should get.
We have
sold.
a left winger, sir. I mean, so here's the deal. You have a left winger in Garnacho,
And you
right?
just put Amad to the right. and Højlund up
Ahmad,
front.
you have a right winger in Ahmad. You have a striker in Højlund. And then how much will PSG pay? I mean, that's really what
They'll
it
pay
comes
$100
at.
million. You would think they would pay
Yeah.
$100 million, right?
And to be structured,
and you
then-
take it.
and we need money. So, like, again,
the
this
thing.
isn't
You
like
need
a
money.
this isn't like a I don't like Marcus Rashford thing. This is I think the private equity guys are going to sell him because you look at what you got, you look at kind of the issues, and you probably say, you know what, 100 million, like, love the kid. He could return. I could see Marcus also coming back.
He got a little better. He gets his confidence up. Scores a bunch of goals.
If I was running the team, I'd sell him. This has to be like a cold-blooded, like, nobody from the old era. Like, everybody's got to go. Like,
You
I
just
don't
keep the kids.
I don't care who I don't care who was at fault.
Yeah.
Everyone's pointing blame. Ole's giving interviews. Rashford will blame people. Pogba will blame people. Lingard's gonna blame people. Everyone's gonna blame everybody else, and I don't care. Just like all you guys that are blaming and not winning anything, you can go over here, and then we need to like train these new kids like how to win. And unfortunately, I think that's part of it. Speaking of getting rid of people, Jadon Sancho, 35 million euros to go to Dortmund. What a deal of the century.
They won't pay us $35 million. He's doing okay. I think he scored a goal. The Champions League. They're going on to the quarters. Dortmund is.
He's a player. He's a player.
He's a Bundesliga player, bro. He can't make it in the Premier League. He doesn't work hard enough. He doesn't have the physicality. So it was a bad transfer, but that's United, and he's going to be part of a clear out that starts this summer. And he's going to be easier. You said it, bro. He's going to be a lot easier to sell than Anthony. You know, Anthony had a great goal today, but Anthony is not going to be sold this summer because nobody's going to even pay like $25 million for him. So Sancho, you could probably get 25 million euros. The wages are going to be an issue.
A swap deal would be the move. I heard that there was a rumor on a swap.
Who they got? We won.
Some other attacker, some backup
other guy.
striker, something. I don't know. We're gonna get hosed
I
on
like
the
it.
Sancho
You don't even
deal.
care. You don't even care. You're like, oh, whoever.
A
Just
body.
I'll take
we
him.
need bodies right now.
Does he
And,
work
like,
hard? Does he say I'm sorry?
Regardless of Sancho, it's like didn't work out. Like sucks shit business by the front office. What do you know? When it comes to Anthony, more shit business from the front office. We're watching the game. Everyone wants to hate on Anthony. I'm like number one. I called him out last year. I was like, this guy's no good. By the way, we better start rooting for him because he ain't going
He's our
nowhere.
player. Yeah.
He is going
He's young.
nowhere.
I know.
You know, and that really is the problem with Anthony is he is so bad that nobody will pay or. And he's also got this investigation ongoing that no one's going to touch with a 10-foot ball.
And he's on $10 million a year. You
Yes.
know, which is not.
No, he's our player for like.
Doesn't sound like a lot of money, but $10 million a year in the EPL is quite a bit of money.
He is our player for a long time. I think, like, again, I think Eric Ten Hag is irrationally behind him, just like he was irrationally behind Wout Weghorst. But, like, Ahmad should be getting minutes on the right. And I really think that we need to see Ahmad because, like, it's such a bright... Anytime he's come on, it's just like I see the spark, like, against Fulham. Unbelievable.
He's
Need
a
to see that
natural
kid.
footballer. He's like good on both feet. He has good balance. He's rapid. I think he showed a lot of heart. And he's been struggling to get in the side, bro. That's never easy. So I think a player who has been starved of minutes and then when they actually get a chance, they take it. That is what feels like a big time player. The kind of player who's going to make the most of their moments. And he did today. He was the player of the match, and he came on in the 85th minute.
And then we had this article from Ornstein this week before the big Liverpool match saying the $10 million cost of sacking Eric Ten Hag could keep him in the job. Basically, Ineos has not even thought about letting Eric Ten Hag go. And I know we've talked about it a lot this season. Like, if you play shit football at Manchester United, like, you're not going to be in a job. I mean, today, it wasn't shit football. It was entertainment. And it was a huge win, and that's what people pay to watch this team. You play open. Like the city game was shit football. I mean, that was the worst I've ever seen.
That was bad.
That's like embarrassing.
If we had seen more of this season,
This is not
we wouldn't be
bad.
talking about Eric Ten Hag getting fired the whole
No,
time. It's because we've
no.
seen shit. This is like, how many good games have there been this?
It was
5,
brave.
less
We
than-
went for it. I
No,
mean,
was
you know,
fun
there's
to
some
watch.
periods
It was-
where you like bottled it, but it was like as a fan, it's
We
like
fought back.
you're behind it. You're like a team doesn't give up. They fight. Like that's what you want to see. And we got it today. And look, as far as it relates to the manager, the front office is not sorted, you know. And I said it's like if you play shit football, you're not going to be in a job. But we got a bunch of like big name people coming in this club ahead of the manager. And it's like, how are you? The club's in a real, and as fans, it's like, I feel like everyone boils it down to like Eric Ten Hag in or Eric Ten Hag out. And it's much more complex because we don't even have a director of football.
Right.
Our CEO's on garden leave.
Yep.
We don't have a DOF.
Yep.
Ineos, do they really want to be making these calls? And then if we're not in for a manager this summer, other big clubs are. There's people available. And then you're behind the 8 ball. So as far as what's going to happen to Eric Ten Hag, like there is an argument where Ashworth doesn't come in, is delayed. We don't have the front office. They defer to them, and then we just keep Eric Ten Hag. And this £10 million, where it's like you want to pay $10 million to sack him, and then you want to pay $10 million to get somebody.
Right. And their contract.
And it could be a financial decision where they say, okay, we're just going to run it back with Ten Hag. We're going to see how he works with Ashworth and go from there. And then like he might be in the seat, but it's probably more related to what's going on above him than it is how it's going on the pitch, because how it's gone on the pitch has been like shit this season. If he finishes strong, like, is that enough to save his job? From Ineos' perspective, like, I don't know, dude. Even if we, like, say we lose in the FA Cup final, we finish 5th, we end up getting Champions League. I just don't even know if that's, like, enough for Ineos. You talk about billionaires wanting new things, wanting to put people in positions. I just feel like it's all coming together too late right now, and we'll probably see the Dutchman next year because of this price tag.
Probably. You know, it also depends if we finish the season. I think if we finish 5th and he makes it to the final, there's more of an argument than like 6th, 7th, 8th. No final, no nothing. But it's also like there's nobody in the seat right now. It's like you said, Omar has not started. He doesn't start till the summer. We're still trying to lock down Dan Ashworth. That hasn't been confirmed yet. And until they are in place, you're making 2 big decisions. It's not only do we keep our current manager, it's who's the next guy. So it's like it's a lot of pressure right away, right when they're coming on board, when they have all these players to sign, that like he'd basically be a lame duck even the last year of his contract, looking to almost certainly not get another contract unless he like kills it. And maybe you see how he does where he has no responsibility other than just coaching the team, but he could still blow it because it doesn't seem like there's
I don't think it's a results-based thing. I honestly
all
think
about cash.
I think it's literally like they've seen enough, and like, you know, as a new owner, I think they've just been like, all right, we got to just get a new guy.
Yeah,
but like
I
it
would
could
think
be
so,
like
too.
the cost, and then there's too many other moving parts going on where like they
Who do you
default to
bring
not
in?
to.
Yeah.
But then here's the thing, like as an owner, it's funny because then you got to think of the plebeians, like the pitchfork, like mad fans like us. That like if you bring Eric Ten Hag back and we play shit football next August, people are gonna be like so fired up.
They have a free out. They just throw him under the bus, bro.
No,
They
I
fire
know, but
him.
you could imagine like
You
it would
save
just be like, I don't know,
No,
it
they
could get
wouldn't.
untenable. And
No,
then,
they wouldn't.
no, but then the pressure of sack, you don't want to be like it, so it goes from the whole idea of like Eric Ten Hag is just a cog in the wheel, and you could tell by the comments he's making in the press, he's like fighting.
Oh, yes.
They're jockeying for position. They're saying they're not going to give him control. He says he wants control. They say that we're miles off city. He says we're not miles off city. Like everything is kind of like
I know.
back
He's
and
a
forth,
stubborn
and it's
Dutch
like
bastard. Come on, man.
no, but you know what I'm saying. Like this going on at the club, and then as an owner, it's like I feel like if you just hire a new guy, it's like way easier on the ownership, and I just don't know if they're going to get. You know what I'm saying? If they just bring in a new guy, you have 18 months where fans really can't get pissed, and it does clear the air to be like, all right, like fans aren't going to turn on a manager in 18 months, right? It's just kind of like
I think you save the blood sacrifice when they need it. They're going to eventually need to just like sack the guy and throw him in front of the bus. I think they save that back pocket.
It's a tough
I think it's
call.
valuable. It's valuable to be like, oh, we had all these bad summer transfers. We sold Marcus Rashford and we signed some chump, and we're playing like shit. Fire the man. You know, it like kind of gives them like a.
But does Ten Hag want that? Does he want to be on a team where we're selling our best player?
Because it's either like stay
You
at
get what I'm
HCA or
saying?
go back to Ajax. I mean,
But he could go back. He like Ajax is like chirping.
No, they want him
And there's
back.
a lot going. Like right now, it's like you buy this football team, you think you got it all figured out.
No.
And right now, then Newcastle's
Oh, they have a
chirping you
fucking
about
mess, bro. They have a
Ashworth.
fucking mess,
And then, dude, I'm telling you, like Ineos is going to be in the hot seat, and they're gonna mess up.
They
and
are.
I'm gonna say like hiring Barada, hiring Ashworth, those aren't the hard calls. The hard calls are selling Rashford, selling Bruno, who you bringing in, and are you keeping the manager or not? And I'm very interested to see, like, those are the big calls. And if they get those wrong, people will be like fired up, sir. You know, you bring in another coach and it sucks next year. It's like they're going to be like, you keep Erik ten Hag, like
You punt.
it's an
a lot of
interesting
big
move.
decisions to make. It's a lot
very,
of big
I don't know
decisions to make all at once.
No one knows the answers, is what I'm saying. Like, I don't even know if Ineos knows.
They don't know yet
the
until the
answers.
season ends, bro. I think they're not going to rush it. These guys are playing long con. They're
But
in
you
here
got
for
to
the
be
next
out
decade.
there right now. If you want a manager, you got to be
I know,
talking
but
to
the
people
market
now.
Shit, bro. You know how many people are going after. Bayern are going to need a new manager. Barca are going to need a new manager. Liverpool.
I
are
know,
gonna
that's
need a
what
new
I'm
manager.
saying. It's like
that's a reason to not go into the market necessarily, because they already have so many big decisions to make, and that's so many opportunities to make a mistake.
No, I agree, but there are a lot of managers available. Like, there are good names available that arguably won't be. You know, I do remember
Nagelsmann. You could get Nagelsmann.
Yes.
Like, Nagelsmann is a shout. If you wanted like a stopgap, you could get Tuchel this year. He will be available in the summer. Who else is good? Like, you're not gonna be able to get what's his face. He's going to Liverpool or Barca. The guy at Leverkusen, Xavi.
No, of course, but like you could get De Zerbi going to Barca and then like lighten the flame there. And looking back on this, you know, there are names like Nagels. There are names that are out there that are like, I think, serious contenders. And then to delay that, and then you have a mid-season manager, then you're in the interim or trying to get a guy, and
No, it ruins the whole season. If you fire,
that's what I'm saying.
You basically ruin the whole 10-month season.
And we've already had like a crap season to go, and then it's just a real big call right now, and it's and I'm nervous about it. And like, obviously today is a vote in the Ten Hag camp, and then pressure on Ineos. Like, what are you gonna do? How are they gonna finish? It's a real. We're gonna cover it. I don't think they know, but man, this is a huge call as a fan. I don't know if there's a right one, but
They don't know
the
yet.
owner has to.
No, they can't know yet. They have to see that they're you would imagine they're just like, let's see how the season ends. Let's see how the season ends. Let's see how the season ends.
I think practically they're more like getting ahead of the negotiation with other managers, like versus like being like they want to know like the last day he's out and new guy's in. Like that has to be so fast.
They don't be caught flat-footed. You can't not have a manager in the summer
because you could get Ash. I'd be very surprised. Like, here's the deal: if I'm the owner of Ineos, last hypothetical, Ashworth and Ten Hag have to have met already now.
Of course.
Or they haven't met and Ten Hag's out. Like,
met,
right now they know.
There's a photo of them meeting. They have met.
So yes, they
Ten
have
Hag
met.
has met Ratcliffe. Like, they've met.
No, Ashworth.
Oh,
I said Ashworth.
We haven't seen Ashworth at Old Trafford
No,
yet.
but
So
obviously,
they might not have met. That's a good point.
So if Ashworth and Erik ten Hag have met, it's most likely he's going to stay, and that meeting would be very hush-hush. And if Ashworth hasn't met Ten Hag by now, Ten Hag is probably not going to be the manager.
Point. That's a good point.
And nobody knows
how
that.
How does it work with Gart? I mean, like, they're still negotiating his contract with Newcastle. Can they go have dinner?
I went through this professionally. It's like, as long as like you don't like, it's a very gray area. You can go meet a guy on the street, you run into somebody,
have lunch.
You can have lunch or run into somebody, have a conversation.
I ran into him at Carrington.
I
ran into him at Carrington.
Like, no one can like sue you over that. You know what I'm saying? So like, the idea is that Ashworth would meet Ten Hag and they'd be like, can we make this work or not?
I don't know how non-competes work in England, bro.
And then like, it'd be like a casual thing that they would do, and
that is a good point. I don't know if they have.
That's the question.
Do you think they met?
I do not think that they have met.
No, I don't think so.
I think the one thing that gives me that kind of idea is basically the jockeying in the press. Yeah. That makes me think that Ineos is kind of freezing him out and he doesn't know where he stands.
He hasn't gotten the vote of confidence. Like, I'm good. I'm good for another year. He's still fighting for his life, bro.
Absolutely. And let's get into fan questions here. At you, Bolson. That felt really good. Team put in a real fight and the results show it. Liverpool was there to be had, and for once we took advantage on to Wembley. It's amazing to think a year ago we beat them at home and that like went on that great run.
And they were there to be had. Like,
they were.
I felt like we edged them and we deserved to win, and we could have easily blown it, but it's just satisfying to be like, we didn't steal it. We actually won it. You know, that does feel good because it's been such a bad season. What a goal.
Such a good finish.
Dude, he wins the ball, bro. He wins the ball for the break, and they had it was amazing. What a good game.
Heart and determination in the second half. This is from @D_Cole18. What a game. What an effort from the players. Play the kids and let them save us. Still lots of work needed to be done for this team, but at times you can see what he's trying to build. Erik ten Hag saying, we have to clear out the rotten dead wood this summer. Damn straight. I love the Bulls 18. Unbelievable match from start to finish. If you look at it as a football fan, you love to see it. As a United fan, you feel like you want to yank your hair out. Good job to Ahmad for saving us. Eric Ten Hag should definitely play him more.
Agreed.
At the Sasbo. Sirs, this is why we love this game. Diallo and Ahmad Vinatieri finish. Anthony saving our skins. Unlikely heroes. On the critical side, Rashford needs target practice. Onana needs to react to deflections better. And we need to better play from our defenders. On to Brentford. Damn straight. At Fairway Freddy, it was glorious to win at the death. And against the biggest rival, a good game and a great result. I struggle to put my faith in this slot, and I swear Bruno's going to get me in an early grave. But just when I think I am out, they pull me back in.
I can't do it.
Glorious enough for you. Yes, it is. This is a great day. This is a great day. Chirping the Scouts.
My neighbor took his flag down. My neighbor took his
Chirping
flag
them,
down.
baby. This guy didn't put his flag up.
My flagpole's broken, but my neighbor took his flag down.
Amazon.com. Flagpole repair. This guy.
Hey, you
got the low flag energy here. This guy didn't believe. No, I've put up your flagpole for you multiple times.
Yeah,
So I've helped out the flag cause. A lot of wind here in Northern California. That's
true.
At Mike United met Sirs, that's what it's all about. To me, Ten Hag deserves to stay. His resume, even ignoring his last season at United, is better than anyone else available. When the team's healthy, the football improves. Give him a chance with structure behind him. Do United win the FA Cup?
I don't know. We're gonna play City, man. They're really good, and we always count. I feel like we give them too much credit. They're a great team, they're the best team in the world, but I still think we that final. We could have played toe to toe with them. Obviously, they scored like 5 seconds in, but we give them too much deference.
90% of the touches in our third.
Okay, I'm not talking about the last game.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm talking about the FA Cup final.
And we needed to win, and we lost that game. There was no benefit to us playing that way either. It's the idea that we needed to go in.
We got a chance. I mean, it's a final. It's 90 minutes, maybe 120, depending on what happens in regular time. But we have a shot, even against City, bro. This team is good enough to beat.
We can win if Chelsea beats City.
Yeah.
And we can win if it's City, but it has to be 1 in the 20 that we play. I mean, if we play them 20 times, we're going to lose 19, 18, and then just hope that it's one of those two. We can win. Do we win? The answer is no. Do we go to the final? The answer is yes. So if we play City, the answer is no, we do not win it. And if we play Chelsea, I think we win it. But, Chelsea's also got dogged by Liverpool in the EFL final. They're going to be hungry. There's a lot of football to be played, and we shall see how it goes, sir. But look, that's it. That's the pod. It's been a great one. What a day. Love it. Chirping the Scouts fans. They've been all over us, and you got to finally get one back at them, and Klopp getting angry. Let's go. I just that feeds it.
He's he's such an elite manager, but he him making fun of the guys being out of shape. He's such a fucking little man. I mean, he's got something wrong with him, bro. It's
yes, and that's arguably why they're good.
No, he's an elite
such
manager.
a psycho.
No, he's an elite manager.
I
bro.
agree.
He's an unbelievably good manager.
I like him getting angry about small
things. I didn't give him
credit
5, 6, 7 years ago when we started the pod unfairly. I was wrong there, but he's a fucking asshole.
Of course, but all good managers are what do you think Sir Alex Ferguson would have done?
But he's demeaning. He's a little cruel, bro. He's a little. Even Pep doesn't have that.
They all play the game where they like the shine.
Pretend to be good guys.
Oh, when they win, it's all this and that, and when they lose, it's all.
He's so mad that photo.
It's great.
It is great.
It's great.
It was a great game.
It's great.
We appreciate you guys. We appreciate the American Devils.
Era's come to an end, sir. Give us our top 10 downloads last 7 days, sir.
Number 1, how you doing? Chicago, Illinois, Brooklyn, New York, Dublin, Ireland, Los Angeles, California, Philadelphia, PA, Charlotte, North Carolina, Houston, Texas, Washington, D.C., Oslo, Norway, and last but not least, Dallas, Texas. Appreciate all the American Devils listening week in, week out. Couldn't do without you. We got an international break. We'll be back next weekend with the Brentford preview. Enjoy the weekend. If you see a Scouse, let them know.
Absolutely. Let them know. Thank you for everyone who listened to this pod. Chirp a Scouse if you know them. And look, we're going to sing it as long as we can sing it, sir. 20 times, 20 times.